Good afternoon, everybody. So I didn't have anybody really vote on the next video review, so I kind of chose it for you. Where we live, uh, we were affected by Helene, um, and if anybody knows anything about Helene, you'll see or have heard that we lost nearly total cell phone communication. Hardly anybody had internet unless we had Starlink. So it opened up a lot of eyes for a lot of people that live around me in the area. So me and some friends and some family communicated via radio. Now, we did not have these radios during that event. Um, but once we got past it and started getting back, I won't even say normal because there's a lot of areas that are still not normal. Um, but once we got internet and stuff like that back, I started researching ways to be better alternatives to communications. So I've got some family members in the fire department and stuff like that. I used to be in the fire department. Um, a family member of mine, his life was actually saved. If it wasn't for radios, he probably wouldn't be here right now. Now, I'm not asking for any kind of sentimental stuff. I just simply wanted to review this radio. This is the Tidradio or TID radio. I believe it is the H8. I'll put the correct model in the description. But as you can see here, I have Fire DIS, that's Fire Dispatch. You can program these radios for channels that you have in your area. They work phenomenal. This is a GMRS radio. You do have to get a GMRS license to transmit. You do not have to have a GMRS license to listen. They're relatively cheap. If anybody has any questions about getting into GMRS, feel free to shoot me a message. I can walk you through it. So I obtained my GMRS license and I picked up a few radios. This is one of the radios that I picked up. This used to be a 10-watt radio. I think they've capped it now to a 6-watt. And I live pretty far down in a valley, and this thing still reaches out just fine. I can talk to my brother a ways away on what they call simplex radio or simplex channel. And then we can also use repeater channels, which is where you put in a frequency that goes to a repeater tower, and then it repeats it and sends it out farther. I have actually talked to people 100 miles away using a repeater tower. Now, don't take that as like, wow, this radio can communicate up to 100 miles away. There are certain factors that are at play there. But let's go over this thing. It comes with a flashlight. You get an emergency button that is programmable. It comes with an indicator light. It tells you when you're talking or receiving. It also blinks as a status light. I was hoping it would blink right there, but there you go. It's got a blackout display after so long. You get your frequency number, and then you get frequency power, which right now this one's set to high. You get your frequency bandwidth, which mine's set to wide, and then you've got your channels. You can lock the keypad. There are some additional buttons on the side of it to program for other things. You've got your push to talk button. Comes with a belt clip. It's pretty good. It's got metal bezel behind the clip, so you're not screwing the screws into plastic. It does come with a charging dock, but it is also type C rechargeable. So if you got this thing in your pickup or your car and you want to recharge it, you can with a phone charger or a type C charger, pretty much of any kind. This specific model came from Amazon with a docking station to place it in a dock like so. Charge it on standby. It comes with an additional antenna. It's much longer, supposed to increase range. This is the standard antenna. It does come with this antenna as well. It has radio. Nope, let's unlock it here. It has FM radio. That's your weather. So it's got
Charlotte, it was mostly.
So you got your weather. Let's turn that back off. There's your radio. You can change through all the channels. It's your FM radio. There's your flashlight. It does have a flash. And then back off. So it does come with, I'm sure, I don't remember what it's called, but there's some plugs here. You can program it through these plugs with the right programming cable. You can also get a headset for it, a microphone, those type of things. This one is not waterproof. I believe Tidradio says that it's somewhat shockproof, but this one is not waterproof. I've got another one that I carry that I'll review that is waterproof. I carry it for work because we work in some pretty wet environments. You can program the whole radio from hand. It's also this button here, this BL, is to be able to turn Bluetooth on. You can download an app on your phone, program it via Bluetooth. This thing is pretty simple. I've had some of the other radios. They can be pretty complicated to program. This one really wasn't too bad. You can change the name of your channels, as you can see. I've already mentioned, and we got fire dispatch there. I've got some other channels that's kind of programmed through. We've got a low power, narrow bandwidth. That's what we used for when I hadn't got everybody in my family on board yet. They were still using the FRS radios, which do communicate with this system, but you just have to be on a low and narrow bandwidth. And then my whole family got we all bought GMRS radios. Once you get your GMRS license, your family can use your license too, or get their own license as well. So once everybody got their radios, programmed another channel for my family to use. I've got a bunch of other channels too. This is just some of them. I won't go through all of them because I think I have like 120 something channels programmed to this radio. All in all, though, it's a really well-built radio in comparison. I've been through some other ones. Some I liked, some I didn't. I've got 3 radios now. I'll review all of them. I have 2 TID radios. I have a smaller version. I believe it's called the H3. It's a lot more compact. I didn't really care for the size of it, but the radio itself is pretty phenomenal. So if you guys are interested in these, I'll put a link in my link tree, which is attached to my bio in my well, I can't think of the name of it. Sorry about that. Profile. And then I'll also drop that link back in the comment section. I know this is a long video. I kind of rambled there a little bit. But if you guys are looking for an alternative way to communicate aside from cell phones, or if you just want to pick some of these up to go in a bag, in case something like Helene hits, because where I'm at, it was pretty devastating for a lot of folks. I was pretty fortunate. Our house was okay, and my families were okay, but we did have a lot of property damage. And we still had to deal with the power outages and not having cell phones and internet and things of that nature. So check these things out, guys. I'll put a link in the biography for my link tree. I'll put them on there. I think they were running like $60, and you got everything with it. So for those who stayed and watched the whole video, I appreciate your support. Look forward to the next video. Apologize for this video being so long. If you have any questions on it, let me know. Other than that, I appreciate you guys. Like, follow, share, repost it even if you want to. You guys have a good night. We'll catch you on the next one.